You wake up one morning and notice the stairs feel steeper, the grocery bags heavier, and the mirror showing a version of you who seems just a little less strong. If you worry that losing muscle means losing freedom, to dance at a wedding, to play with your grandchildren, or simply to climb stairs without breathless fear, you are not alone. Many people over 50 tell me they switched to eggs, thinking that was the best way to hold on to strength. But what if I told you there are 4 nuts that do a better job for muscle growth after 50? More convenient, heart-friendly, and packed with the exact nutrients your aging body needs. I'm Dr. Linda Rose, and I've spent years helping people over 50 keep their muscles, their confidence, and their independence. I speak plainly because I've watched loved ones struggle when simple nutrition was overlooked, and I've celebrated with patients who reclaimed strength by making small, practical changes. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 nuts that outperform eggs for muscle support after 50, explain the science in clear terms, and share realistic ways to add them to your day so you actually stick with it. This isn't about miracle pills or extreme diets. It's about smart choices that protect bone, build muscle, and keep you active for the life you want to live. I'll also give you portion ideas, timing tips around workouts, and who should be cautious. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, so you never miss a simple, science-backed health tip, designed especially for older adults like you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback is invaluable and helps me improve these videos for your benefit. Now, let's begin. Nut 1. Almonds, the everyday muscle saver. When most people hear the word almonds, they think of a light snack, a fancy topping on desserts, or maybe almond milk poured into coffee. But almonds are so much more than that. For anyone over 50 who is trying to hold on to muscle, fight weakness, and keep their independence, almonds are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your day. In fact, I often tell my patients, think of almonds as nature's tiny gym trainers. So, what makes almonds so special? Let's start with the basics. Almonds are rich in protein, and as you know, protein is the building block for muscle. But here's the catch. After the age of 50, your body doesn't use protein as efficiently as it did in your 20s or 30s. This means you actually need better quality sources of protein, and almonds provide exactly that. Every small handful of almonds gives you about 6 grams of protein, but unlike eggs, they bring along extra nutrients that your muscles and bones are begging for. One of these nutrients is magnesium. Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral, but for your muscles, it's much more than that. Without magnesium, your muscles can't contract and relax properly. That's why many older adults complain of leg cramps, stiffness, or even restless legs at night. When your body doesn't have enough magnesium, the signals from your nerves to your muscles get interrupted. Almonds are loaded with magnesium, and adding them regularly can calm down those cramps and help your muscles recover faster after activity. Now let's talk about energy. A lot of my patients in their 60s and 70s come to me saying, Dr. Rose, I just don't have the energy to exercise like I used to. The truth is, it's not just about willpower. It's about fueling your body the right way. Almonds contain healthy monounsaturated fats, the same kind of fats that protect your heart. These fats are slowly digested, giving you long-lasting energy instead of a quick sugar rush. That steady energy is what helps you get through a walk, a swim, or even a round of gardening without feeling drained. Here's a story that stays close to my heart. I once had a patient in her late 60s who was struggling with nightly cramps and constant fatigue. She ate eggs every morning for protein but didn't see much improvement. I suggested something simple. Add a small handful of almonds daily, about 20 to 25 pieces. Within a month, her cramps were almost gone, her energy levels improved, and she told me she felt more confident walking with her grandchildren. It wasn't a complicated diet plan. It was just giving her body the missing nutrients it was silently asking for. But almonds don't just help muscles, they help your blood sugar too. Stable blood sugar means your body can actually use the protein you eat for muscle repair instead of wasting it. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, you feel weak and your muscles don't recover properly. By including almonds, especially between meals, You keep that blood sugar steady and your muscles well nourished. Now, how do you actually add almonds to your life without getting bored? That's the fun part. You can sprinkle chopped almonds over your morning oatmeal, toss them into a salad, blend almond butter into a smoothie, or simply enjoy them as a crunchy snack. If chewing is difficult, almond butter is a smooth and tasty option. The key is to choose raw or lightly roasted almonds, avoiding those heavily salted or coated in sugar. For portion control, I recommend 1 ounce per day, which is roughly a small handful. That's enough to deliver benefits without adding unnecessary calories. Remember, too much of even a good thing can backfire. But that single handful is like a small daily investment into your muscle health, energy, and independence. So the next time you're deciding between cracking an egg or reaching for a snack, remember this. Almonds are not just tasty, they're one of the most complete muscle-supporting foods you can eat after 50. And unlike eggs, they bring along heart-healthy fats, magnesium for muscle relaxation, and vitamin E to protect your cells from aging. They truly are the everyday muscle saver. Nut 2. Walnuts, the brain and muscle booster. When people think of walnuts, they often picture holiday desserts, nutty brownies, or a bowl sitting on the coffee table during winter. But let me tell you something you may not know. Walnuts are not just for your sweet tooth, they're one of the most powerful foods for keeping both your muscles and your brain sharp after 50. If almonds are like the everyday trainers for your muscles, walnuts are like the wise coach who knows how to fuel both your body and your mind. First, let's talk about why muscles love walnuts. Walnuts are unique because they're rich in a type of healthy fat called omega-3 fatty acids. You've probably heard about omega-3s when it comes to fish like salmon, but walnuts are one of the very few plant-based sources. Omega-3s are like a soothing balm for your muscles and joints. They reduce inflammation, which is a big problem as we age. Think of all the stiffness in your back, the soreness in your knees, or the swelling in your hands. That's inflammation at work. By eating walnuts, you help calm that fire, making it easier for your muscles to recover and grow. Protein is important, yes, but what good is protein if your body is inflamed and can't use it properly? That's where walnuts step in. They don't just add about 4 grams of protein per ounce, they also make the environment inside your body friendlier for muscle repair. In simple terms, walnuts create the conditions where the protein you eat can actually do its job. Now, here's the part that surprises many of my patients. Walnuts don't just protect your muscles, they also protect your brain. And as you know, the connection between brain and muscle is very real. If your brain doesn't send strong, clear signals, your muscles can't move the way you want. Walnuts are loaded with antioxidants and polyphenol, compounds that protect your brain cells from aging and damage. That means sharper memory, better coordination, and less risk of falls. One of my patients in his 70s told me he started adding walnuts to his diet, and within weeks, he noticed he was thinking more clearly and even felt more confident during his morning stretches. That's not a coincidence. Let me share a little story. A man in his early 70s came to me saying he felt foggy in the mornings and his muscles seemed weaker after his walks. He was eating enough protein but was relying heavily on eggs and red meat. I suggested he swap one of his snacks for a handful of walnuts. A month later, he came back with a big smile and said, "Dr. Rose, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel less stiff, and my wife says I don't forget things as much." That's the power of nourishing both the body and the brain at the same time. How can you add walnuts into your routine? They're incredibly versatile. You can chop them and sprinkle over oatmeal or yogurt, toss them into salads for a crunchy texture, or even blend them into a walnut butter spread for whole grain toast. They pair beautifully with fruits like apples and pears, making a quick snack that balances protein, fat, and fiber. Now, let's talk about portion. Walnuts are nutrient-dense, so a little goes a long way. About 1 ounce, or 7 whole walnuts, is enough to give you the benefits without adding too many calories. If weight management is a concern, this serving size is perfect. The beauty of walnuts is that they don't just help you build strength, they also protect your joints, your brain, and your circulation. They make sure your muscles stay connected to your mind, and that's essential for staying independent and active. Think of walnuts as a bridge. One side supports your body, the other side supports your memory, and together they keep you living the life you want. So the next time you're thinking about protein, don't just reach for eggs. A small handful of walnuts might just be the upgrade your muscles and your brain have been waiting for. Nut 3. Cashews, the energy and strength builder. Cashews are often thought of as a treat, creamy, smooth, almost buttery in taste. Many of my patients tell me they enjoy cashews but feel guilty afterward, thinking they're too fattening. Let me clear that up right away. When eaten in the right portion, cashews are one of the best foods for building muscle and maintaining energy after 50. In fact, they're what I call a muscle-friendly luxury. Cashews stand out because they are rich in plant-based protein, but more importantly, they're loaded with minerals that your muscles desperately need as you age. One of these is magnesium, just like in almonds, but cashews also bring along zinc, copper, and iron. These minerals play a quiet yet powerful role in muscle health. For example, zinc is essential for repairing muscle tissue after exercise or even after something as simple as climbing stairs. Without enough zinc, your body struggles to heal and rebuild. Iron, on the other hand, carries oxygen through your blood, giving your muscles the fuel they need to keep going. Imagine trying to exercise when your muscles aren't getting enough oxygen. It's like running a car on an empty tank. Cashews help prevent that problem. Another reason I recommend cashews is because they provide a natural boost of energy. Many older adults tell me they feel drained, especially in the afternoons. They try coffee or sugary snacks, but those just give a quick spike followed by a crash. Cashews, thanks to their balance of protein, healthy fats, and slow-digesting carbs, give you steady energy that lasts for hours. That's the kind of fuel you need to keep your muscles active and your body moving throughout the day. Let me share a personal story from my clinic. A gentleman in his mid-60s came to me complaining that he felt exhausted halfway through his daily walk. He wanted to keep exercising but couldn't find the energy. His diet was heavy on eggs and bread but lacking variety. I suggested he start carrying a small bag of cashews as a mid-morning snack. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. He told me, "Dr. Rose, I don't just finish my walk now, I actually feel good afterward." That change came from giving his muscles the minerals and steady fuel they were missing. Cashews are also good for your bones, and that's often overlooked. The copper and magnesium in cashews support bone density, which becomes especially important after 50. Remember, your muscles and bones work together. Strong muscles protect your bones from fractures, and strong bones give your muscles a foundation to move with power. Eating cashews helps strengthen both sides of this partnership. Now, let's talk about how to enjoy cashews in real life. Because they're so creamy, cashews are incredibly versatile. You can eat them raw, add them to stir-fries for extra crunch, or even blend them into sauces for a dairy-free alternative. Cashew butter is another great option if chewing is difficult. One of my favorite tips is to soak raw cashews overnight and blend them into a smoothie. It creates a silky texture that's both delicious and muscle-friendly. But, like all nuts, cashews are calorie-dense. That doesn't mean you should avoid them, it just means you need to be mindful. I recommend about 1 ounce per day, which is roughly 18 cashews. That small amount is enough to give you the full benefits without overwhelming your calorie intake. I sometimes joke with my patients that cashews are the nuts that smile back, because they help you regain the energy and vitality you thought you had lost. They don't just feed your muscles, they give you back the power to live your day without fatigue weighing you down. So if you want to move with strength, climb stairs with confidence, and still have energy left over for the things you enjoy, cashews are one of the best foods to keep by your side. Think of them as your little boosters of energy and strength, packaged in a creamy, delicious bite. Nut 4. Pistachios, the endurance and recovery champion. Pistachios are one of the most colorful and joyful nuts you can eat. Their bright green shells make them look almost playful, but don't let that fool you. Pistachios are serious powerhouses when it comes to muscle health after 50. If almonds are the everyday trainers, and walnuts are the wise coaches, then pistachios are the teammates who keep you going longer and help you recover faster. What makes pistachios so unique is their balance of protein, fiber, and antioxidants. Every small handful provides 6 grams of protein, which helps build and repair muscle. But unlike eggs, pistachios add something extra, a special group of antioxidants called carotenoids, including lutein and zeaxanthin. These are often praised for protecting your eyes, but they also protect your muscles by reducing oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress as the rusting that happens inside your body with age. Pistachios slow down that rusting, so your muscles stay stronger and recover more quickly after activity. Now, let's talk about endurance. Many people over 50 tell me they get tired halfway through a walk or feel like their energy disappears too quickly during exercise. Pistachios are one of the best foods to fight that problem. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber gives your body a steady release of energy. Unlike sugary snacks, pistachios won't give you a spike and crash. Instead, they act like a slow-burning log on the fire, keeping your muscles fueled for the long haul. One of my patients, a woman in her early 70s, shared her story with me. She loved gardening but found herself exhausted after just 30 minutes. I suggested she keep a small bag of pistachios nearby and snack on them before heading outside. A few weeks later she told me, "Dr. Rose, I can garden for over an hour now, and I don't feel wiped out afterward." That wasn't magic. It was simply better fuel for her muscles and steady support for her energy. Another overlooked benefit of pistachios is how they support circulation. Strong circulation is critical for muscle growth because your muscles need oxygen and nutrients delivered through your blood. Pistachios contain a high amount of the amino acid arginine, which helps your blood vessels relax and widen. That means better blood flow to your muscles, faster recovery after exercise, and less stiffness the next morning. I often explain it like this. Pistachios help open up the highways in your body so nutrients can reach your muscles more efficiently. And let's not forget their effect on weight control. Many people fear nuts because of their calorie content, but pistachios are special. Because they require shelling, you naturally eat them more slowly. That gives your brain time to register fullness, helping you avoid overeating. Research has shown that people who snack on pistachios actually tend to maintain a healthier weight compared to those who choose processed snacks. For muscle health, that's important, because carrying extra weight makes it harder for your muscles and joints to do their job. So how can you add pistachios to your routine? One of the simplest ways is to enjoy them straight from the shell. The act of cracking each nut can also be a mindful, calming activity. You can sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, toss them into grain bowls, or even crush them to coat chicken or fish for a crunchy, protein-rich meal. Pistachio butter is also becoming popular and can be spread on whole grain toast for a satisfying snack. For portion size, I recommend about 1 ounce per day, which equals 49 pistachios. Yes, that's right. 49. That's a generous portion compared to other nuts, making pistachios feel like a more abundant snack. I sometimes call pistachios the recovery nut, because they not only help you keep going but also help you bounce back. For older adults, recovery is just as important as exercise itself. Without proper recovery, muscles break down instead of building up. Pistachios give you the nutrition your body needs to rest, repair, and come back stronger. So the next time you want to choose between eggs and something better, remember this. Pistachios don't just build muscle, they fuel endurance, improve circulation, and speed recovery. They're small, delicious, and exactly what your muscles need to keep you active, energetic, and thriving well into your later years. As we finish this conversation, I want you to pause and really think about what we've covered today. Building and protecting muscle after 50 is not just about looking stronger. It's about staying independent, confident, and able to enjoy the life you've worked so hard for. Many people think the only way to do that is by loading up on eggs or meat, but now you know that nature has given us some incredible tools in the form of almonds, walnuts, cashews, and pistachios. Each one offers something unique: strength, brain power, steady energy, or endurance, and together they create a foundation that supports both body and mind. I often remind my patients that small, consistent choices matter more than big, complicated changes. Adding just one handful of the right nuts to your day may seem simple, but over time, that choice can protect your muscles, fuel your energy, and even keep your memory sharp. That's the kind of quiet power that helps you keep dancing, walking, gardening, or simply carrying your groceries with ease. So my encouragement to you is this: don't underestimate the difference one small step can make. Pick one of these nuts to start with, enjoy it daily, and notice how your body responds. Then, as it becomes part of your routine, try adding another. Before long, you'll see that strength, vitality, and confidence are within your reach, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. And when you're ready, I invite you to watch the next video here on Zenior Life, where I'll share even more practical, science-backed ways to help you live longer, stronger, and with joy.